4 years ago, the laws of space and time were violated.
It must be some kind of hot tub time machine.
And our world was changed forever.
Hello, welcome to What the Flick. It's Oscar week, so we're going to talk about Hot Tub Time Machine 2. That's the kind of show we are. Christy, who's that? That's Matt, that's Ben, that's Alonzo. We're all in out of order today. We're very discombobulated today. So Ben, since he liked Hot Tub Time Machine 2 the best out of all of us, is going to describe the very intricate plot. Ben.
Thank you very much, Christy.
Thank you.
Hot Tub Time Machine is the story of four idiots who travel back and forth in time. It takes place in multiple time periods. They're traveling back and then into the future to try to prevent one of the idiots from being murdered when all of us would just wish they'd let him die.
Was it morally wrong to exploit our knowledge of the future for personal financial gain?
Lou Dorcha!
I'm the father of the internet.
Ever since I wrote Call Me Maybe back in '92, I've been on a roll.
Hey, Nick, rip off any pop stars lately?
Today, I recorded an original piece. You say, I only hear what I want to. Okay, it was that Lisa Loeb song. Ready for another dip?
I think this time maybe I'll invent yoga pants.
How far back do we go? 2025.
The future
Oh my God, you're Nick Weber, man. Let's take a picture.
isn't what it used to be.
I still like your music. I know you've fallen on hard times.
Hard times.
Could you please do the Weber strut?
The what now?
Everybody, strut.
You're like picking dicks out of a tree.
It looks like dick picking.
Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
I think this may be my house now.
Thank you.
Boobs.
Think that I'll hold you till later.
Yeah, boobs. It's a classic alternate reality situation, like Fringe. Nerd, you're a nerd. No one likes you. No one likes you.
All right, so you said four idiots traveling back and
You're right,
forth
it's
through
really-
time.
it's
and
really-
I think, God, this can be twice as good as Bill and Ted.
It's also really just kind of through. Oh no, I guess it is all four idiots. I think the great news about this movie is that Grown Ups 2 is off the hook as the dumbest sequel of the 21st
Oh,
century.
no. Because I saw both of them this week, by the way. I saw Grown Ups 2 again at Cinefamily because the Worst Idea of All Time podcast out of New Zealand came to LA to shoot their last episode, and they've been watching it once a week for a year.
Oh my God.
I
that's
know,
really-
it's crazy talk. Anyway, but
So you're going to maintain the Grown Ups 2?
Grown Ups 2 is still worse. This movie is a piece of shit, don't get me wrong.
I love that we can have an argument because I definitely think this is worse.
I
than
think.
I agree, this is
Wait a minute.
worse.
I think Dumb and Dumber 2 has both of these beats.
No, look, they're all.
How would you know? You left.
You don't know what happened at the end.
Yeah.
Anything could have happened there.
And I don't care.
Yeah, wow. That's
No,
a great.
this movie's a shit heap, no question.
You know what it is? I think it's trying
It's a
so
race to
hard.
the bottom.
It's trying so hard to be like, oh, subversive and shocking,
Yeah.
but it's all just super adolescent, like gay fear humor. Like
Yeah, it's
it's
a
all
lot of
about
gay
like,
fear.
do
Yeah.
they have sex with each other? Virtual reality, gay sex with each other.
It's like Kevin Smith and Judd Apatow never happened. Like, you can't believe that they're still mining this area of anxiety for comedy. It's like, I thought we were all past that.
I want
But
us to.
guess not.
I want us to ask you the question because it happened. It's happened in like 3 or 4 reviews where one of us will
You're
be like,
offended on my
we're
behalf.
offended, and you're right, and you're
you
like,
offended on
and
our
you're like,
behalf this
I imagine you can't be offended, but she's got a point.
Yeah, this movie's so stupid. It's not even, in discussing a great film, Blazing Saddles, Mel Brooks once said that it rises below vulgarity. And this movie is below offensiveness. It's not,
That's
it
right.
would have to be smarter to be offensive. It's so rock stupid and so just pitiably antediluvian that I just couldn't even be offended by it. I was like, really? This is what you got?
Antediluvian
That's a good
talking
word.
about Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, good point. Here's the time issue of this movie. It's not about the time travel. It's about the time between times that I laughed.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I would laugh once, kind of a mild chuckle, and then like,
But I laughed at one point.
and then laugh again,
I don't even remember the line. I wrote it down, and of course I left my notebook at home. I wrote down the line that I laughed at, and then instantly thought I wouldn't laugh at this except that I'm eager to laugh.
You were so
like my
relatable.
body is so like this line wasn't 100% dumb. You know that if the movie were a very funny movie, I could see this line being left in, and that was as good as it got.
There are a few cute ideas, all of which appear in the ads or the trailer, right? The idea that they're going back, and it's not a novel idea with time travel movies, but like that they would go record a song or they would invent something, and the way to get into that often
That's
is not
true.
what you expect. Like Craig Robinson, this is not a spoiler because it's in the ad, like Craig Robinson picks songs to record to become a star.
That he only half remembers.
It's like Lisa Loeb's Stay, and he'll do the video and do it wrong. And so there are funny ideas in there, but like they're all in the commercial, and there's nothing in between.
It just feels so half-assed.
It does.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
lazy.
What's frustrating, I think that our problem with the humor, it's less about I think there's very few subjects that are off limits if you are funny enough. But the pressure's on to be funny, and this movie's just not funny. So, I mean, look, like half-assed gay panic jokes just aren't that funny. Now, if there's a way to make them sharp and snappy and good, I think we wouldn't have a problem with this.
Totally.
But it's just like the idea in and of itself, like, oh, two guys have to have sex. Oh, like.
And then
Yeah,
your
who
friend,
cares?
your party down co-star, Adam Scott.
Yeah.
Who's usually funny.
Who's usually funny.
Doesn't
Who
get a
I
lot
think
to do
has
here.
one of the few funny moments of the movie when he's rattling off the other TV shows.
Right.
That
that's
was
right.
funny.
Funny.
Maybe that was
That's
the one.
an
And then that
idea,
was kinda
though.
it.
That's a quick
Well,
idea.
and
that's
the
fun.
thing is,
Yeah.
everybody in this movie is capable of better. Like, if given the right material,
Yeah, that's
Craig
right.
Robinson's funny, Corddry's funny. I mean, Gillian Jacobs completely wasted here, like not given anything remotely clever to do. And the thing about the Corddry character is that he's so awful.
Yeah.
And obnoxious, and it's like there's a fine line where there's a character that you can enjoy hating in a comic sort of way, and then there's a character that you're just like, oh God, you're the worst.
And that's not his strong suit.
And
You
yeah,
know,
and
look
he's
at what
just-
he does on Children's Hospital. He's goofy and ridiculous, and like when he can laugh at himself, that's
Totally.
when he's at his best.
He's just so despicable. You're like, I genuinely don't care what happens.
Well, and he's somewhat redeemed in the first film. Like in the first film, he's not so loathsome. In the first Hot Tub Time Machine,
That's right.
that movie doesn't hate its characters. This one does.
This one hates its characters. Nothing redeeming happens at any point to any of them, but you don't even care. I can't believe it. I didn't even understand it. Like I was,
Well, they get in a hot tub and they go back in time.
no, but I was constantly confused. What was happening with the self-driven cars, and was that a joke about something?
That was actually one of my favorite bits. I thought the smart car had some of the best lines in the movie. The one that
Smart
wants,
Car was smarter than anyone else.
yeah,
in the film.
totally. It wants to
true.
kill Rob Corddry, and I'm like, I don't blame you, smart
Exactly.
car.
But I
so
mean-
does the rest of the audience.
But, we mentioned 3 movies: just Dumb and Dumber 2, and Grown Ups 2, and Hot Tub Time Machine 2. These are the movies that give everybody the ammo to hate this town and hate this industry. I mean, that's what it is when they talk about sequels and they're just selling it just to make money. And there's, and then there's all these great movies that don't get made or that don't get seen if they do get made. It's because of this, and it's depressing. It's
Did
depressing.
anybody-
I came out of this movie fairly furious.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did anybody need this? I mean, who was clamoring for a Hot Tub Time Machine 2
well,
sequel?
assholes.
Like, what was there to explore?
It's sort of like in the way that that even Rob Schneider said no to Grown Ups 2. John Cusack, who has lately made some really questionable choices on scripts, said no to this.
Yeah,
So you made the smart one to stay out
Yeah,
of
it was super depressing. And the first one was the reason why they thought they needed the first one. I know I'm wrapping it up.
gotta
I'm
get
done. I
numbers.
won't complain anymore. But the
please.
first one with that title was better than its title because the bar with the movie called Hot Tub Time Machine was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're making this. And then you see it and it was like, oh, all right. I mean, I know you didn't like it as well, but it beat its title.
Well, sure, but the title implies like we know how stupid this
Right.
is, and we're smart enough to get away with a concept this dumb. This movie is not smart
right.
enough to get away with a concept this dumb.
All right, so your numbers, gentlemen.
I'll start because
Go.
I feel very strong. I gave it a 0. It is nothing redeeming about it. This is the worst movie I've seen in a long time.
Okay, Matt Ashby.
2.
Alonzo
I
Durán.
gave it a 3.5, which suddenly feels real generous.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
because
way to take up the score.
I didn't not laugh ever, but I laughed not nearly enough.
Okay, so my number is also a 2, so our
didn't
average
not laugh
is our average is a 1.9, and it's
And it's
covering.
13%.
All right, so
That's too high.
do not go catch up with an Oscar nominee instead.
Don't see the movie.